U okviru tadašnjeg General Motorsa sam također napredovao s obzirom na te rezultate u Hrvatskoj i uspio sam si osigurati mjesto regionalnog šefa za marku Chevrolet u centralnoj i istočnoj Europi.
Between 2006 and 2009, I had the chance to work with Damir, who led the 27 markets, I think it was at that time, 25 to 30 markets anyway. And he came as a young man, not necessarily the seasoned executive we had in mind, but what a great opportunity for him and for us to have him on the team. At the time, I mentioned there were some challenges with the product, with the branding, with the dealers. We needed inspirational leaders, and Damir stepped up. The business was down as we were redefining things. We really needed people who would dare to believe in the brand. And, if I think about leaders, I'm an executive coach now and a business consultant here in America, out of Naples, Florida. And what I find when I'm talking with leaders is that the ability to believe in what you're doing and inspire others to believe is a big part of what drives success. And Damir was always one of those guys I could count on for that. And, he's also analytical in the right way, where we looked at the consumer data, we looked at the prices, we looked at the value proposition, we looked at the competitors, and from all of that, we always seemed to come in right on the mark as to where we need to be, and we grew the business tremendously during that time. I'd say the other key factor that Damir excelled in during that time was as a relationship builder. When people are struggling with their business, they need to believe in you before they're going to trust you and partner with you to do what needs to be done. And, Damir was someone who really embodied that to a great extent. And that was always much, much appreciated as we went forward. And now he's doing great things in other arenas. And I understand he's going to be working with some of you who'll see this video in the sailing leadership area. And I'm very proud of him and happy to reconnect with him to do this video. I would say, one of the things that I remember about him was that he was very bold and very courageous for a young executive. He would come into Zurich sometimes when we'd have meetings, and he would challenge us on the things that we needed to do. And, at times, that could rub you the wrong way. But, this was a man who was sincere. He's genuine. He only wants to win. And so when you see that in someone else, it's really kind of a pleasure to work with him and to have those healthy debates about what's right and what's wrong. What's different about my markets? I can't do it that way. We have to do it differently. Well, every market is different, and it was great that he stood up for the markets because he had tremendous success there. So if you have an opportunity to get to know Damir better through this process that you're involved in, he's a genuine guy. He's honest to a fault, and he's someone you can always count on. And that's what I always loved about Damir. And I'm happy to make this recommendation for him.